Birth of Greek Sculptures by Bernadette. College Project Art History class. Have you ever wondered what makes Greek sculptures unique? Why it stands out today in the world of art? It's important because the sculptures emphasized the importance and accomplishments of human beings. Though much of the Greek art is meant for their gods, they approached a style no one has ever done before. Today, in this project, I will explain the birth of Greek sculptures, more specifically, the classical period. I will be using two examples explaining the beginning and the end of the period. The first is titled Dying Warrior, circa 490 BC, which represents the beginning. The second example is titled Nike Adjusting Her Sandal, circa 410 BC, which is the end of the classical period. Greece is known for many things besides its great art, but through its art, it helps explain the history of what happened throughout the centuries of Greece. The dying warrior figurine was to represent a Trojan warrior who has honorably fallen during battle. It was created as a pediment to be a part of the east pediment of the Temple of Apphia, which was finished being built around 505 BC. The temple is located within a sanctuary complex dedicated to the god Apphia. The temple pedimental sculptures illustrate the change from archaic style to early classical technique. Archaic style is known as Attic style, which was more cartoonish, as some of the other fallen warrior sculptures have smiles engraved on them, and they don't look realistic and are too over-stylized. As we enter the beginning of the classical era, we see more realistic details, such as the dying warrior. We see that he's lying down in a falling, uncomfortable position, the start of the illusion of movement. The Greek sculptors at the time had not yet perfected this changing style because we see that the figurine still looks awkward in the position that he's in, especially given the creepy smile. But that is when we see the beginning of classical style. Toward the end of the classical style, sculptures were at its finest. They appeared more and more realistic, given outstanding life-size details and mastering its drapery effect. It was the start of contrappostro, which is when the figure weighs on one leg to be given a relaxed pose, yet with bulging muscles. Male nudity was becoming more popular, and female nudity was barely being introduced. The Nike Adjusting Her Sandal figure is located in the Temple of Athena Nike Acropolis in Athens. Nike is leaning over ever so elegantly to adjust her sandal. She doesn't look uncomfortable whatsoever, even though she stands in an awkward position. She stands on her left leg with her right leg bent up. Her torso is shifted as it twists to reach down and loosen her right sandal. This is where we also see an example of perfecting her drapery. It produces the effect of translucence and clings to her waist as if it was wet, given splendid details. This is on a parapet, which is a low 3-foot high wall that is along three sides of the bastion on the Athenian Acropolis, where the small iconic temple was built. It shows Nike doing different things, such as erecting trophies and giving animal sacrifices as offerings to their god Athena. This style would later develop into what is known as Hellenistic style, where its style is considered less idealized with even more details, such as the face being more expressive, eyes became more lifelike, and the Baroque style was developed, which is struggling figurines in violent action with faces in anguish. After the Hellenistic period, the Roman imperial period began. Since invasions were happening, Greek art became less valuable and only made replicas of famous sculptures, mostly from the classical period. They were no longer a stamp of importance with representation, but now only used as decorations. In conclusion, the classical period is known for Greece's most treasured sculptures. It stands out more than any other period because we see the birth of Greeks perfecting sculptures. Proportions were accurate and became life-size. Contrappostro was the key to their elegance and relaxation pose. Women were being more introduced in this era. Many new things were happening. During the classical period, sculptures had so much meaning and dedication, which is why the Greeks took it very seriously to get just about everything right. Throughout the many changes in Greece and passing time, the classical period is what stands out today in the world of Greek sculptures.